Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chris, aka the IT guy. Being successful at programming is a long and painful journey. Although they say that programming is easy, it isn't. It requires time and making sacrifices. Today, I'm going to show you 10 tips on how to become a better programmer. Without further ado, let's jump straight to it. The tip number 1. Learn how things work instead of memorizing things. Imagine memorizing code from A to Z. It can be somehow overwhelming and it is cumbersome. That is why you learn the basic concept about anything instead of memorizing all the codes. Because at some point there will be some times when you will need to memorize code from one programming language to another one, and that can be a hell of a mess on your brain, and it can be somehow overwhelming, and it can make you feeling bored while you are doing your programming. The tip number 2 is to learn algorithms. Algorithms in concept is a set of instructions to solve a specific problem. And by using that approach, it is very useful to dedicate some time to learning some algorithms and try to solve problems by using algorithms. That is a good starting point. Make sure that you are good at algorithms, and that will give you a strength, or it will give you a strong foundation on learning programming. The tip number 3 is to know all the steps that are required to solve a specific problem. Like any problem, a programming problem has some approach that you need to follow in order to solve that problem that you are facing. For example, there are some issues about your boss that is reporting about the system. There is some new features that you need to implement in your system. In order to do that, you will need to know all the steps that are required to solve that problem. Ask the right questions. For example, you can ask your boss on how he or she wants the system to be, the problem to be solved, and you can get a glimpse on how to solve that problem. The second step in order to solve the problem is to divide and conquer. When I'm talking about divide and conquer, is taking a big problem and you try to break it into smaller problems that can be managed easily, and at the end you can take all the solutions that you made and you can apply them to the whole project. The tip number 4 is to write as many codes as you can. Writing many codes is a good practice. Don't worry, no matter how formatted they are, or good they are, or clean they are. In the end, you will find that writing many codes has created something inside your brain that making a lot of practices can make you perfect. The enhancement on a clean or good code can be made day by day. So don't worry, as long as they get the job done, your codes are cool and clean. The tip number 5 is to make real projects. I have found many programmers, they are good at programming, they understand everything, they know how to do loops, they know how to use conditional statements, but they don't know how to use them in the real projects. And that's the big challenge. You need to be a confident person so as to be able to bring the knowledge that you acquired in programming, and you have to bring them in the real world or the real society to solve the problems. As a programmer, you are always needing to solve the problems that people have. The tip number 6 is to make research online. Yeah, I understand. There is some points when you will go and you don't have any idea on what you want to do. That is where the internet comes to play. You are free to use some documentation and some websites like Google, like MDN, like Stack Overflow to search for a solution that can help you in your project. The tip number 7 is to interact with other developers. As a developer, you are not alone in the world. There are some many experienced developers out there that you can go and brainstorm with. And as you are arguing and you are interacting, like you are chatting, you are doing some cohorts, you are doing some meetings, they will guide you through their careers, and you will know the problem they faced while they are starting out, and you will interact with them like every day on some platforms like Slack, like Discord, and many others. The tip number 8 is to avoid copy-paste the codes. Yeah, I understand. It is very easy to go online and you copy the whole snippet of codes and you integrate them into your project. Not only that it can destroy your whole project, but also it can cause you confusion about what the code do. And instead of copying the whole snippets, you can go ahead and write line by line of codes and try to understand codes on what the codes do, and after you can go ahead and integrate them into your project. So don't go and copy paste the codes. Instead, you have to go and write line by line of code. The tip number 9 is to challenge yourself with hard problems. I know many of programmers, when they get their jobs and they're working in successful companies, they are no longer going into hard challenge codes, or they don't want to improve their knowledge, but it is not good. When you want to be a best programmer, you are always needing to be at the top. You need to practice, and you have to challenge yourself with hard problems so as to improve your logic, so as to be able to solve the hard problem that can come into the future. The last tip that I can share with you is that you have to lead others' code. As I was saying, there are a lot of programmers worldwide. So going and leading their code through GitHubs and other platforms can give you a glimpse on how to deal with their approaches that they use to solve their problems, how they format the codes, how they do all those things to make their code clean. So leading others' code, it can be somehow overwhelming, but you have to make some time for it, and I assure you that 100% you will get the better results. That makes the end of my video. I hope you guys find this very useful and interesting. If you did, go ahead and press like, and if you are new on this channel and you find it interesting, go ahead and subscribe. If you have any additional tip that you want to share with us, you can go ahead and write it in the comments section below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.